Hey, how you doing? Eric over SoCal Cigars. So I just want to put together a real quick video about what may be coming up in your cigar journey is buying larger quantities of cigars. So if you've been watching the videos and you've been um, getting out of that beginner stage and you've got all the basics down and you're starting to find cigars you like, you're going to want to start buying them in larger quantities, like at least boxes or 5 packs or whatever. Not just the one here and one there deal that you're probably maybe doing now. So that obviously brings up the question: where should I buy my cigars from? How do I do that? What's the best deal? So there's really in the big picture, there's two ways. You're going to either buy them at a brick and mortar location near you, or you're going to buy them online. Um, I've noticed on social media a few times when people talk about buying online and online retailers of cigars, there can be a little bit of hostility, frustration with people saying, you should only support your brick and mortar guys. These guys are all dying off because of Walmart and big companies, and it's unfair that you're screwing those guys to get the good deals. And what I don't think they're looking at is a couple things. Basic economics are that there's no cigar company out there that's the scale of Walmart or Amazon. So it's not a really fair comparison in that respect. And the other side of it is, the argument you'll hear is that brick and mortar they have to pay employees and they have to pay the rent and keep their lights on and all this other stuff. Well, yeah, but what do you think online retailers are doing? They're not doing this out of their garage. They have a building and they've got employees and they have to pay to have the lights on too. So I don't think that it's really. I don't think one is really screwing the other. I think if you look at it logically, they both have different roles, and they both should be in the market, and I'd hate to see either one of them go away. So let's talk about that. So brick and mortar, I think there's a few things you should look at between the two that offer you things that the other can't. So for the brick and mortar side of it, that's a place you're able to go with your buddies. That's a place you can get on the Harleys or your cars or whatever you do, and you show up together and you go in the humidor and you pick out your cigars and you sit in a big fluffy plush chair and you're ordering a drink and some food and watching a game. That's not happening online. That's happening at a brick and mortar shop. So that's something that you can't get anywhere else but in real life. Okay. Another good thing about brick and mortar for me is the one-off cigar purchase. So if I'm going to go and I want to try a cigar and I don't want to buy a box yet because I don't want to commit to it because I may or may not like it, I love to go to a brick and mortar shop and I walk in that humidor and the smell and the cedar and the cigars and picking through them and looking around. There's really nothing more like that. I mean, you can do all that online, but it's a lot more impersonal. And I think that when you're there in real life and you can touch them and pick them up and smell them, and it's just a different experience. And I think I've run across cigars that I wouldn't probably have ever seen online because it's just a different process. Going online, a lot of things are being forced in front of you, and there's patterns that things are laid out. It's a lot different than just walking through a humidor. So I think being able to go to a brick and mortar for that purpose, I think, is awesome. And then after I do get a cigar and determine I want it, if the price is too high at a cigar brick and mortar place, I'm going to go online and look for it. And that's just what that is. And that's okay. That's the role they play. And the one of the last things I think for brick and mortar that are great is for that one-off purchase. So, for example, if you saw my last video, you saw I was visiting my family in Missouri, and my cousin didn't have a V cutter, so I gave him my V cutter, and so now I don't have one. It was my last one. So I thought I can either go online to Amazon or to a cigar vendor, and I can just order one. Or I can go 4 minutes down the street in my car and I can buy one. So the advantage of that is that if I go down the street and buy one, I can pick it up and I can feel it and I can try it and look at it and I can determine the quality. I can't do that online. There's plenty of times we've all been online where something looks fantastic online and then you get it at your house and you're like, wow, this thing is really poor quality. Well, I would have known that if I could have picked it up. Because a lot of times all it really takes is to get it in your hand for 1 second. You're like, oh, wow, this is really crappy and loose and flimsy. So that's another big advantage. And plus, if you think by the time you buy it and pay for shipping, because it's such a small quantity, you're not going to probably get free shipping. The price difference is not that big. And this is also instant gratification. I can drive down the street in 4 minutes and come home with it in my hand. I'm not waiting for 2 or 3 days for it to potentially show up and then be bad, and I need to send it back and get a credit and go through that hassle. So I still think, like I said, those are at least 3 items right there that you'll get at a brick and mortar location you're not going to get online. You just can't. It's just different. So that being said, what about the online gig? Well, what I think you're really going to get offered online, because of the competitive nature of online retailers now, because of these big corporations like Walmart and Target and Amazon, they've really driven the competition online to a frenzied state. So even amongst cigar retailers, man, they're all trying to outdo each other with the deals. And a lot of times what the deal is not so much on the box of cigars, it's the freebies. It's the free shipping, it's the free sampler pack, it's the free lighter, it's the free cutter, free humidor. I mean, the deals you can get are insane. I got a deal one time online. If you bought any box of Drew Estates cigars, you get a free 14-pack sampler of Drew Estate cigars and free shipping. It happened to be my buddy's birthday, and we all like these Isla del Sols. Remember I told you in a different video the kind of inexpensive line that are really, really good. So a box is like $70. So I'm not spending like $180 on a box. I'm spending $70. And every time I spent $70, I got 14 cigars free. That was almost like $94 retail cost. So I ordered my friend a box for his birthday. I ordered me a box because I was out. I got 28 free cigars and free shipping. I mean, you got to be kidding. That's fantastic. And I was not going to get that walking into a brick and mortar shop. I would have bought that same box of cigars for more than $70, and that would have been all I got. So the online aspect is valid. You know, you're getting killer deals because they're having to. And don't be fooled. Online retailers still have a building, and they still have employees, and they're still paying to have their lights on. Okay? And because they're being driven down in price, and they're being expected to give you free shipping most of the time and all this other deals, their margins are thin. So they're in a tough spot too. That's why I'm saying support both. So what I did to start these deals rolling in is what I would suggest you do. You simply go to Google, make a folder in your browser called Cigars, and start hitting up all these cigar companies online. And usually when you go to them for the first time, a window pops up offering you to put in your email address to get promotions and deals. Do that. Normally we all hate spam, I get it. But when it comes to getting deals on cigars, I like spam. I'm looking forward to it. In fact, every day I open my email, I'm looking forward to seeing what deals in there for cigars. So do that. And I'm probably getting emails from 9 different cigar companies on almost a daily basis. At least 5 a day. No less. And I'm all for it. Because I just sift through it, and if it's an okay deal, I pass it up, and if it's just one of those deals I can't pass up, man, I jump on it. And it's awesome. So I would highly recommend doing that. I would also recommend reading through some reviews, because they're not all online retailers are created equal. There's a couple out there that are known for poor quality service. There's a couple that are known for shipping out cigars kind of dry. I've had a couple bad experiences. I'm not going to bash other companies, because my experience doesn't mean you're going to have a bad experience. You could order from the same company that I hate and have nothing but a fantastic experience. So I'm not going to preload that for you. But what I will tell you is if you don't know any and you want a couple places to start, there's a couple really big online retailers that I would say are reputable enough that I would advocate for them anytime. It's going to be things like Cigars International, the Atlantic Cigar Company. I've been using them lately. They do great shipping, really cool deals. T&T Cigars, which I'll talk about later because that's a unique spot that they're in. During the day, there's an offshoot of another website called Cigar Monster. They have killer deals on there during the day. So it's kind of one of those things you got to take advantage of, because by the time you get home from work at night, the deals are gone. It's just during the day, and some great deals there. Cigar.com, JR Cigars. So there's a bunch. Famous Smoke. There's a bunch of them on there. So that's what I would do. Just start doing that. Another big advantage if you're a beginner still watching this video. Another good thing you can do about, like for example, I'll take Cigars International. they have these brown bag samplers, which are really cool, and they can be down to $10, $15, 20, 25, infused regular cigars. And that was a great way for me years and years and years ago, and I've turned that on to some of my friends, is if you order one of these brown bag samplers, you get, let's say, 10 cigars in the mail, and you don't know what they're going to be. They're just random. And that was a great way for me to start going through cigars and finding things I liked and didn't like, and starting to really understand, wow, I really am finding I don't like Maduros that much, but I really like Connecticut's that, So I'm able to start going through and learning that in a kind of a cool way, because it's kind of like a grab bag. You don't know what you're going to get. And so that's a good thing you can do. And again, I've never seen that anywhere but like on an online retailer. So that's a kind of a cool thing to check out. So, and the other category I was talking about was a place like T&T Cigars. So they're in that unique kind of position that they have an online retail presence, but they also have 4 brick and mortar stores in Arizona. So you could have that experience of actually buying online from these guys and walking into one of their shops. So that's kind of a cool thing. And I'll give them a little plug because I think they're awesome. And they're one of the first YouTubers I started watching because they were just so entertaining. Is look up Tim and Bradley Cigar Reviews. And their videos are great because they're hilarious. To watch those guys banter back and forth is funnier than crap. And on top of it, they're extremely knowledgeable about the cigars, and they're really good people. These are family men. These are they used to be pastors. I mean, these are really cool people. Can't speak highly enough about them. Now, they did just split business-wise. They're still great friends, and they support each other's business fully. But Bradley is now exclusively at T&T Cigars and is now doing the videos with another employee, Dana, over there. So go watch those. They're funny. And then Tim has started his own company in Arizona that's called Cigars Daily. So I'd recommend checking them out because they have an online presence and a brick and mortar as well. And they do a lot of really cool boutique cigars, not off brands, but what you'd call like a boutique short run brands of stuff. And so you can really find some cool, unique stuff there. We're only committing to buying like 3 or 4 or 5 cigars, and it's usually got a free cutter, and they ship well. It's all that. Highly recommend those two guys. Go check them out. But and there are on Facebook and stuff, you'll find some cigar auctions, but you got to be really careful about those because they're actually kind of under the table. You're not supposed to be doing certain things online, so you can get into these groups, but you got to be cautious, and you need to really know your stuff. So if you're a beginner, I would shy away from the auctions. I would just stick to buying solid, reputable retailers, brick and mortar or online. Get your cigars that way for now. Down the road, when you want to get into maybe getting Cubans and some of the unique things that you can't get anywhere else, you can look into the auctions. But I would probably put that on the back burner for now. Anyway, hopefully this has been helpful, because I figure by now you might be getting into that area of, hey, I got a bunch of cigars I know I love. I want to start ordering boxes. So hopefully this has give you a little food for thought. Maybe help you take away some of that whatever guilt seems to come with only buying online. I don't know why, but I think we need to support both, and I think they both have a role, and I think they both are a huge benefit to us as a consumer. And I think as a consumer, by supporting them both, we're a big benefit to them because we don't want them to go anywhere. We want both because they are offering us different and unique things that the other can't. So to lose one or the other would be bad for us. So let's support them both. Let's do what we can to support them both. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. Please like and subscribe to my channel so that I know that I'm not just doing these for the fun of it, that someone's getting something out of this, because that's the only reason I'm doing it. I really enjoy doing these, but I would enjoy it more knowing that people are actually getting something out of this. I want you to leave my videos with something going, wow, okay, I'll have to think about that, or I never thought about that. I want these to be useful to you, so that's why I do them. Anyway, Eric at SoCal Cigars, and until I see you again on the next video, go out there and get together with your buddies and go visit a brick and mortar shop around you if you can, and go online and start seeing if you can't find a killer deal, and do that too. Do both. Live it up. Enjoy. We'll see you next time.